Hello, wildlings. I'm your Creepsmith, and you found my Fear Forge. Lucky you. Tonight's tale: Does Anyone Remember a Dream with a Red Door? By Leon the Art Guy. I guess I'll start from the beginning. Look, this might be a little rambly. I just need to organize my thoughts. I went on a date a few weeks back with a woman. I'll call her, Anna. We were talking about conspiracies, stalkers, online groomers, famous criminals, astrology, witchcraft, typical date stuff. Then she asked me, "Have you had dreams with a red door in them?" And, okay, something I should put out here. I didn't believe in the supernatural. The world was just a boring place. We're just meat that thinks, and it's been nothing but trouble since. That said, I enjoyed the paranormal, ghosts, aliens, all of that shit. Maybe it's because I don't have a visual imagination. I've never experienced anything that couldn't be explained outside of my dreams. I don't dream every time I sleep, and it's even rarer for me to remember them, but about a year ago, I started noticing randomly in my dreams this red door. I stopped eating my fries and asked, "A bright red wooden door, so red it almost glows?" In mine it's metal, but yeah, that color for sure. I don't remember the rest of the conversation exactly. The gist of it was that she's been seeing this door in her dreams since she was a kid, and she only knows 3 other people who have had that experience. Neither of us have interacted with it. As far as we know, no one has. I didn't know if I believed her at that point, but I was definitely curious now. A couple of days after that date, I had a dream. Normally, the door is just a distracting background element. I don't even notice it till I wake up. But this time, my dream went from a third-person flyover of a grocery store smash cut to a first-person view of the door, almost like it was from a horror movie. I remember there I was just standing in front of it, and then I woke up. I texted Anna about my dream, and she said she was jealous. She asked if I had touched it, and I said, hell no. "Well, why not, Mr. Science? Scared of a dream?" Anna teased, and at the time I agreed. It was weird for me to be scared of it. "It's Dr. Science, thank you," I sent. I could see that stupid smug grin through the texts Anna sent. But seriously, why not? Look, I just want my 4.5 hours of sleep in peace. No adventures, please. So there was a prompt on my dating profile. I mentioned something about lucid dreaming, I think. It's a thing that Anna brought up when she matched with me, so I wasn't fully surprised when she said, "Why don't I come over to your place tonight, and you can show me how to lucid dream?" So, obviously, I said yes. That night I explained to her how I lucid dream. There are only 3 rules. First, you want to put something into the dream that will make you immediately recognize that it is a dream. It can be anything as long as it stands out enough to remind you that, yes, you're dreaming. It's not 100% necessary, but it does get you into control sooner. Second, you always want to be aware of where your consciousness is. You can drift out of your body if you're not careful, and then it's back to normal dreaming. Finally, and most importantly, you need to monitor your emotions. If you lose control of your emotions, you lose control of the dream. First thing that I remember about this dream was the location. At first I thought we were at a university, some sort of college campus, but the architecture was off. Everything was both old and new, like Gothic cathedrals built by Apple. Flying buttresses and steeples of glass and pearl white plastic. The first person that I saw was Anna, and since I didn't find any copies of Pets for the Nintendo DS around, I think I made her my anchor by accident. I wondered maybe she had done the same. Now, I've never dreamed with someone else before. The way she smiled, played with her hair out of boredom, it was hard to remember that this was just a dream. Okay, back to the dream. We looked around for a while. No other people, no monsters. All the doors were solidly monochromatic. I think that's when I brought up how this is from me playing too much Bloodborne. And then explaining what Bloodborne was to Dream Anna in excruciating detail. But then she says, "But that doesn't make sense. This is my dream." Before I could argue, and there it was. In the middle of a promenade flanked by white arches, in front of a white sandy beach with a blue ocean that stretched across the horizon. I remember it just standing there. Those moments felt way different from the rest of the dream. I was physically present in my own body in a way that I've never been while asleep before. "Yeah, there it is." Anna looked at me, almost expecting me to say something. I mean, was it actually her? I walked closer, hearing the sound of my steps as they moved from pavement to the clay tile of the promenade. I reach out and touch the door. It's warm, solid. "I think this is good enough. You go ahead and touch it in your own dream." As I look back, Anna's right behind me, turning the handle for the door. "Shit!" And the door yields open as Anna twists the handle. I jump back on instinct. I feel my heart racing even though I'm in the dream. "Anna!" I yell out, and a light engulfs her. And then I'm at the start of the dream, back where I was before. But now there are people walking from building to building. The only thing, whenever I look toward a person, they immediately mirror my gaze. Everyone. And with that same horrified expression. I close my eyes. I'm losing control. And then, "Wake up!" Anna's voice brings me back. I'm awake. I look over at the clock. It's 5 a.m. We compared dreams as I brewed some coffee, and she occupied my cat's attention. Her dream started at a construction site near her old high school, but once we reached the promenade, things were weirdly similar. She thought otherwise. "I told you," she waved her arms around erratically, "I have gifts." "Yeah, doubt it." I remember thinking, if she dreamt that Bloodborne conversation or something similarly nerdy, then I would be more than willing to coincide, but honestly, it really wasn't worth bringing up. Besides, in her dream, I was weirdly more serious and stoic somehow. "What about this?" Anna turned around and grabbed something from my shelf. "You wouldn't shut up about this video game." She turns around with a PS4 game in hand. A man with a hacksaw in a Gothic city that reached up to the sky. Well, shit. I don't have a funny quip, and the moment she sees it on my face, she has the widest smile. Yeah, she got me. "Whatever. Did you open the door, though?" I asked before taking a sip of coffee. Anna looked away from me before speaking. "Yeah, I think I woke up as soon as I opened it." I noticed something was on her mind, something that she didn't want to say. "Did you see what was inside?" I asked. I think, I think I should go home. Text you later? We didn't talk about dreams for the next week or so. I hadn't had any I remembered since then anyway. It wasn't until our next date that Anna brought it up. Do you ever. Uh, do you ever see things? Anna asked in a hushed tone. We were at a boba shop in the arts district downtown. Strange conversations happen there all the time, so. Well, I kinda knew something was up. Not really, I said. I told her that I have aphantasia, zero visual imagination. The only time that I see things that aren't real is in my dreams. Why do you ask? I see it when I'm awake. See what? The door. So, I don't know if I made the right call, but I invited her to stay at my place for a while. I knew Anna had been through some shit, and she's had her own mental issues with not that great a support system in the city, not that it mattered. This woman was basically the complete package. Weird, smart, hot, everything that you could ask for in a girlfriend, but also I felt responsible for the whole mess in the first place. I realized immediately that Anna wasn't sleeping, at least not deeply. She'd get up all through the night, and the third night on, we had a conversation, and finally she told me what she had seen in the dream 3 weeks ago. I was in your room. It's not that I woke up. I opened the door, and I was in your room. I paused to figure out how I should react. Well, I guess on a technical level, that's pretty unnerving, but I wasn't alone. I feel something is watching me. It was then that we made a plan. We were going to go in again. This time we would enter the door together. As we were getting ready to sleep, I held her hand and I looked her in the eyes. Best case scenario, a night of real sleep might help. Worst case scenario, well, whatever happens, we'll handle it together, I promise. This dream was a little different. It took a while to become aware. I made Anna my anchor again, this time intentionally, but the first part of my dream I don't really remember. But when I saw Anna sitting at the bus stop, tapping her feet, twirling her hair, I knew I was in the right place. Did I keep you waiting long? I asked. Oh, so now you believe I'm real, she asked. I looked around. There was a great ocean view, white buildings, blue roofs. We were in Santorini, in Greece. I don't know, maybe? This is definitely too normal for one of my dreams. We started off looking for the door, but as time passed, we just decided to go sightseeing. The weather was nice, there was a festival going on, but it wasn't too crowded. We spent all day talking and walking around the city. I almost forgot that this was a dream. There it is. Anna squeezed my arm like a vice, and suddenly that feeling again, hyperpresence. I wondered if our dreams were in sync again, and part of me hoped that we did share the whole experience somehow, but just at the moment I couldn't be getting distracted in my own dream. We made our way to the door, together, reaching for the handle, when a familiar voice called my name. Wouldn't do that, kid. You don't know how deep this thing goes. So I freeze. Was that my dad? Anna looks at me, unsure. I turn back to look, and standing about 9 or 12 feet away, I 100% recognize this man as my father, from the bald head to the little leather sandals. But it's too correct. His smile is just a little too wide. Who are you? I grabbed Anna a little tighter. A friend, the man says. We need to talk. Just us. I take a second, looking at the man in the shape of my father, the ominous red door, and at Anna. Go. Go! I twist the knob and we both fall forward into a bright, waking light, and, just like Anna said, I stumble into the room. My room. The one I fell asleep in. Alone. The next 24 hours I spent all day calling, texting, trying to figure out... Look, trust me, I am not crazy. I didn't just make up a girlfriend for this story, but I checked her belongings. No ID. Her car. No registration. But her things are here. They're still here. It's been 2 months. I've exhausted all my other leads. No social media. No missing persons reports. I haven't told anyone anything about this until now. I don't know what to believe. But everything that happened, it happened. The only thing left is that door. The red door. I haven't been able to dream at all since then, but there's at least 3 other people still out there who can. So, do any of you remember a dream with a red door? So stay scary, my wildlings. Don't mess around in the dream world until you know the rules. And make the most of your nights.